Let's take a look and review the Inov-8 TrailFly Ultra G300 Max, $190, releasing in April. It's the brand's first max cushion shoe with a stack height of 36.5, heel 30.5 forefoot. My size 9 weighs 11.92 ounces, 338 grams. It features a graphene-enhanced G-Fly midsole, which is said to have 25% more rebound than EVA and is said to have great longevity. It has a unique Adaptaflex patent-pending groove at the midfoot, which allows the heel to remain stable while the forefoot is allowed to work, so it's a very silent ride. Of course, it has the graphene grip outsole, which grips and is tacky and is relatively soft. We tested them on road, on relatively mellow forest paths, on somewhat more technical trails here in New Hampshire, and we also took them on a hike, 1,000-meter climb and about 4 miles in the White Mountains of New Hampshire with some traction in the mix. So here is our take. First up, the fit, then ride, and some comparison.
I'm a half size up from my normal, so I'm at a 9 instead of an 8.5, and I'm wearing quite thick socks, and I have been for all the testing. So the fit is pretty darn good at a half size up. Really, no issues. Hi there. Oh, often it happens here. It's quite good, and my friend wants to. It's going to go off there. Quite good. Really no complaints whatsoever at a half size up, although I think I would be better off at a true to size. Now they have what they call adapter fit. It's very simple, just those, really, as far as I can tell, just the overlays and the heel counter, nothing too fancy, but it seems to work really well. The fit is generous in terms of volume, but well held. So this is what they call a grade 5 fit at Inov-8, so their widest fit. It's maybe not ultra super wide, but it gets pretty close even to some of the topos, I think. And there's plenty of room, a lot of comfort. So the idea here, of course, it's an ultra shoe, all-day shoe, so all-day comfort's the goal here, but it's definitely enough security to keep me feeling good. In terms of the tongue, totally, it's unpadded, very comfortable. It kind of wraps around. That's a bit the style we're seeing these days. And in a really, really cool touch, I showed you this before, it absolutely tickled pink. Inov-8 branded or labeled them RoadTrailRun. Thank you, Inov-8. Okay, let's talk about the ride of our TrailFly Ultra G300 Max. And yes, definitely this is a max cushion shoe with its 36.5, 30.5 stack height, which includes the sock liner. So we've got a lot of cushion. Our G-Fly midsole is very, very unique in its characteristics in the sense that it's super forgiving. It's not mushy. It has some rebound that kind of has a bit of, I would say, almost tension to it. So Inov-8 says it's 25% more, quote, energy return than EVA and 10% more energy return than the excellent midsole in the G270, which actually didn't have any graphene in it. So it's a very, very forgiving ride here. The most important thing about what I'm noticing is basically a combination of our graphene grip outsole, which if you press has this kind of elastic property which kind of molds to the terrain, but it also matches really well to the midsole itself. So what you have is just a very, very silent ride, even on road. So there's a very consistent feel through the stack. The 4mm lugs plus all those deep grooves. Did some mud today very well. I did some snow the other day on a big hike. And it holds really well while remaining silent and smooth on the road. Quite unlike Mega Grip, for example, which tends to be super noisy and slappy. Now, the second key thing, probably the most important thing, is the patent-pending Adaptaflex groove, 10mm deep. So what does this do? It's noticeable.
The adapter flex groove essentially creates a flex point back towards the heel that allows the heel and the forefoot to work independently, with the heel stable at all times and the forefoot and your foot working as it needs to over terrain. At first, when I first received them, I had zero information. When I first received them, I had zero information from Inov-8, just the shoe, that's it. And I immediately noticed our groove. And what my first run was on road with some forest pass, and I noticed it produced kind of a long, smooth rocker, but not really a rocker because you actually kind of pivot from here. Now, once I got on some trails, its other characteristics really came to the fore. When you climb, it creates a long forward platform, and your heel is sort of almost detached out of the way because you're flowing right over that axis joint in your foot. When you go downhill, what you notice is the heel is its own stable unit. Yet, as soon as you get towards the front of your foot, and the same on the flats, you start to feel the front of the foot engaging. So this is a really cool new approach by Inov-8. Overall, what would I say about the ride? Well, this is an all-day ultra ride. I don't do many ultras. I haven't done any for about 40 years. But it is very forgiving. It handles all surfaces really well. Of course, it isn't light at 11.92 ounces. I wish it was lighter. But it is in no way kind of ponderous or cumbersome because of the energy return of our G-Fly midsole and the geometry from the adapter flex, and also in the mix, as I said, the outsole, which isn't like a rough block but grips really well everywhere. So if you're looking for all-day comfort, maybe not the fastest shoe in your quiver, but something that you can go all day on any surface, this is a great option. I also think it's a great hiking option, and I think the fast packers will be, and through hikers will be looking at this one. The upper is super comfortable. This is a relatively broad upper, lots of room here, but super well held by what they call their adapter fit, which to me is still a mystery how it exactly works, but it's super effective. I haven't had to lace them up once in the 3 runs and the hike that I've done, so it really works well. So if we want to talk a few comparisons, obviously the Speed Goat, which has a lower drop, about the same heel cushioning but more in the forefoot, far stiffer and harder to move with a much firmer feeling outsole from the Mega Grip. I really can't run them on anything really firm like the road or very hard pack, but here you can handle it. I'd say the cushioning is even a bit more forgiving here. Another for sure is one of our all-time favorites for the sort of do anything max cushion kind of shoe, the Exodus 10 from Saucony. This has a bit smoother flow. The Saucony may have a bit more response and rebound from a slightly softer, a slightly firmer outsole. It's a close call. I'm going to have to run some more to tell you which one I really prefer, but this guy here is really close. They're about the same in weight, a touch heavier here, whereas our Speed Goat's about an ounce lighter, which is kind of significant. But this is a more versatile shoe, I think, than the Speed Goat overall. And of course, we can compare to our Terra Ultra G270, which was RoadTrailRun's Trail Shoe of the Year and my personal favorite. The G270 has a 21 millimeter zero drop stack height, so much lower than the 30 plus here. It's a livelier, quicker shoe, and it weighs almost 3 ounces less. I'd love to see Inov-8 come up with a variant of the TrailFly that sits in between with a 6 millimeter drop and a bit less weight and maybe a touch less cushion. Such a shoe might also improve the response of our TrailFly on firmer terrain where it's a bit lacking. So that's our first introduction to the G-Fly. We have a written review on RoadTrailRun, which will become multi-tester as soon as Dom Layfield, who just received his, completes his testing. This is a very exciting new entry from Inov-8 in the Ultra class, something new from them. Please stay tuned to our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video and hope you will subscribe.